From 15 News, this is breaking news.
Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Gabriella Rusk alongside Phoebe Murray. We start with our continuing breaking news coverage after a Madison police officer shot and killed a man yesterday afternoon. And we are going to show you viewer video of the moments before that shooting.
We do want to warn you, this video shows a close view of what happened. If you do not want to see or hear this video, now is the time to mute your TV or walk away. We've decided to stop the video before this shooting happens, but you can still hear gunshots and the audio from this footage.
A lot to unpack from that video. Our team has been covering this shooting since it first happened yesterday afternoon.
Our Ali Pomerleau is joining us live from the Capitol Square where these protests were held yesterday. And our Tim Elliott is live near Williamson Street where this shooting happened. Tim, we do want to start with you where there is a growing number of people outside there still this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Phoebe and Gabriella. We arrived here about 4 in the morning here in the middle of the night. It was dark still, and as you can see, the sunlight has come, and plenty of people still remain here behind me at this site where this person was shot and killed by an MPD officer yesterday. I'll step out of the way. You can see there's about 20 to 25 people gathered here. They got couches, they got mattresses, they have chairs right here, and also they are all focused on the center of the street, the center of this intersection of Baldwin and Williamson Streets. You can see candles, flowers laid there for a makeshift memorial for this man who was shot and killed yesterday by a Madison police officer. So this story all began around 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday when MPD says they got a phone call of a man who was rifling through parked cars, trying to get into those parked cars. About 1:30 in the afternoon, they encountered that man. They confronted him. They say he was on his bike, and that's when they say that that man pulled out a knife and injured a Madison police officer, and that's when that same police officer fired 3 shots and shot and killed that man right here in this intersection. Now, as we talked about, there has been video circulating online of this police shooting here, and the Chief John Patterson, says he doesn't want people to rush to judgment here about this shooting until all the facts in this case come out.
It's incredibly challenging to piece these things together, and you know, we're going to rely on the video that the community has provided to help guide us through this. But I caution everyone, this is one perspective. It is not a full overview of everything that was visible from different angles, certainly visible from the officers.
Now, many of these people here gathered this morning, they knew the man who was shot and killed yesterday, and they are calling this a murder. They believe the police murdered this man here yesterday. Those are their words. There is a mood of somberness here this morning. They are angry. They are frustrated. They are in disbelief, but they are also sad. They want answers from Madison police here, and hopefully we're going to hear from them a little later this morning and from Madison police as well. But for the time being, this intersection of Willie Street and Baldwin Street closed off to traffic right now for the time being. Reporting live from the Near East Side, I'm Tim Elliott for WMTV 15 News.
All right, Tim, thank you. And just to reiterate that closure here this morning, if that is part of your morning commute, Williams Street will be closed from South Dickinson Street to South Fuse Street. And the city says that is due to ensuring public safety till about mid-morning here today.
And those closures, as you can see from this video from last night, started yesterday when people shut down the street with cones and caution tape in order to gather peacefully after holding a vigil, placing flowers and candles near the spot where the man was shot and killed. Protesters eventually made their way up to the Capitol Square, walking along East Washington Avenue.
And that's where concerts on the square was being held. It started at 7 last night. That ended up being canceled. And our Ali Pomerleau is joining us live this morning, just off of the Capitol Square here this morning with more on a meeting that people are encouraged to attend tonight. Ali.
Yeah, Phoebe, that's right. City leaders are holding what they call a listening session tonight. So that will be held at the Madison Municipal Building right behind me here this morning. That is happening at 5 p.m. this evening. City leaders encouraging the public to come out and voice their emotions about this shooting tonight. And this after, like you said, hundreds of protesters gathered yesterday having signs and chanting as well, and made their way to the Capitol Square, which is where concerts on the square was going on. Here's some video of that happening here. Some protesters even taking the stage, even taking the microphone and voicing their anger and frustration about the shooting. And because of this, the team with Concerts on the Square, they did decide to cancel the concert, and they did say that they stand with the community during this time. So a really busy, chaotic at times scene downtown yesterday, and more protests are expected today. And again, that meeting is happening tonight at 5 p.m. If you are interested in coming out, city leaders can be gathering at that Madison Municipal Building behind me at 5 p.m. For now, reporting live Madison, Ellie Palmer-Luke for 15 News.
And we know that that includes the Madison Police Chief, John Patterson, and the Madison Mayor, Satya Rhodes Conway, who will both be at that listening session. We have those details for that posted on our website, WMTV15news.com, if you'd like to attend.
And we'll check back in with our live crews here shortly. But first, we want to turn to Chief Meteorologist Charlie Shortino for a check of today's forecast. Charlie?